Hey guys, it's Scott with scottieb Cards, and in this video we're looking at 5 players who started out really slow so far, now that we're a quarter of the way through the season, and seeing what's going on with their baseball cards. We have a big enough sample size of stats to look at players doing poorly and say, this could just be a bad year. This might not be good for your career, and we're gonna see if it's impacted their baseball cards. I picked 5 players. I went to the Fangraphs leaderboard. I love going to the Fangraphs leaderboard and just looking at stats and sorting stats and all those things. And these are the 5 that stood out to me. So the first player is Ozzie Albies. So here's Ozzie Albies' baseball reference page. He's been worth 0.1 WAR and a 68 OPS plus with 5 home runs hitting .219. Not very good. He's not been very good, and he's getting older now. One thing about Albies, back when he debuted, he had 4.1 WAR, 4.6 WAR in his age 21-22 season. A lot of hope around Albies, had a lot of injury issues, and he's regressed, especially this year. He had a 5 WAR season a few years ago. Let's look at his overall market. His price change has dropped about 15% overall across all of his cards in the Market Movers database. If you're interested in a Market Movers account, you can try it for free with the link in my description and then the code in the description. And you get 2 weeks for free, and if you like it, you get 20% off if you want to keep it. So try it out if you want to try it. But we also can see his volume is also down 35%, so people aren't transacting on his cards very much. Here are a few cards I actually pulled up for this exercise. The first one is his PSA 10 Topps Chrome Rookie Autograph. The last sale, it says yellow line here, was $81. That is down from $140 in January. In this last sale, this was in March. So maybe not necessarily correlated to poor performance, but it just shows that that is down overall. Let's look at these two that have a higher transaction volume. So let's look at his Topps Chrome X-Fractor. This one is $53 in February and recently just sold for $22, so down 44%. And let's look at his Gold Flagship Raw. We can see quite a few prices. We can see that it did go for $45 in January. Someone is optimistic, and right now it's actually on the rise a little bit, up to $25. So I couldn't find a lot of really good cards that I could easily show what's going on, but the overall value for Ozzie Albies isn't great at negative 15%. Next up is Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich is someone who just needs to have like 3, 4, 5 more good years to get a Hall of Fame run. And he was having a good year last year before he got hurt, back issues. And he's just not been that guy since 2018, 2019 before he broke his kneecap. But Christian Yelich is down barely, marginally at all at negative 0.3% for the last year. We do the last 180 days. So since basically last offseason, he's actually up 11%. So even though he's been bad, and again, right now he has negative 0.1 WAR, 83 OPS with 7 home runs, 8 stolen bases. It's not a terrible season, but not great with a 201 batting average. His cards aren't really down, and that's kind of a trend you're going to see on this list for a lot of players. This is all time. Let's go first at last 180 days, shall we? Last 180 days for the cards that we have transactions of. His base PSA 10 flagship rookie card is down 47%. It started in November at $29. Now we're sitting at $15. So basically been cut in half. But we do have, ups and downs. Like even as of the end of April, it was still $20. Down, yes, from the $30, but not crazy. Then we have his Topps Chrome, this yellow one. It's up. It's up, the PSA 10. So to give you an idea, it started at $76 and we're up to $145, which is interesting. I do want to look at all data though. Here is Christian Yelich's cards for all time, at least for what Market Movers has back to 2018. We can first look at this blue line. This is going to be his Bowman Chrome Autograph PSA 10, the dark blue. That card sold for $1,500 back in April of 2020. It is down to $150 in 2025. That's down 90%, not great. If we want to look at his flagship PSA 10, this is that light blue line down here, had a high of $313 down to $15 now. So I know it says only down 70%. That's from the start time here, but if we did it since this date right here, it'd be down significantly more. And then his Topps Chrome is actually basically up since the start, but the peak was right here at $730. Now it's down to $145. Brutal. Next up is Altuve. Altuve's interesting. It just goes to show that there's safety in buying players in their twilight years that were really good and have good thoughts around them, right? He's been terrible so far. They put him in left field. He has the worst arm in baseball. He's not been good offensively on the base pass or defensively. He has nothing redeeming so far this year, but while his overall market is down 11%, if we look at his important rookie cards, they're really not down. So a lot of green, they're up. People like Altuve still. Astros fans still like him. So if we go the last 180 days, the only card that's down is his base PSA 10 flagship, which isn't surprising because it's a base PSA 10 flagship. But if we look at his Diamond Anniversary PSA 10, it's up 32%. If we look at his Cognac, it's up 8%. His Gold is up 4%. His Bowman Chrome PSA 10 rookies up 38%. And if we go to like the last year, it's still mostly up. Just the base cards are down. The more higher end PSA 10 cards for him, the Cognac, the Gold, and the Diamond Anniversary, they're doing just fine. And so it just goes to show how there is safety as these players regress. If they're loved, it's kind of already expected. And so it's not as big of a deal compared to somebody like in Andrew Vaughn, who's also been horrible. Negative 1.3 WAR. He was a top 3 pick, I believe, back in 2020, 2019, one of those two. He was expected to be like Major League ready really quickly, and he's not been Major League ready since he debuted. And he's had a couple okay years. He had a 102 OPS plus with 21 home runs in 2023 as a 25-year-old, but he's 27 now, been worth negative 1.3 WAR so far, 5 home runs at 52 OPS plus. He's down 19% the last 365 days, and his cards are sad. There's not as very much transaction volume anymore, but we can see his Bowman Chrome autograph raw is going to cost you $5.50 as of May 11th. So that's not good. That is this yellow line right here. People were speculating on that card when it was $18. They probably thought they'd be just fine buying that card at $18, but that's even down, 70% in that time frame. If we go to all data, however, this is where it gets crazy. So if we look at all data back in 2021, we can see that his raw Bowman Chrome autograph was $325, and his raw Bowman Chrome base non-auto was $30, right? Well, if we go to today, that's down to $5.50, down 96%, and his Bowman Chrome base is going to cost you 99 cents. And I also have his gold flagship right here, this light blue line. That card started at $57 when it first came out. That was back in 2021 Topps Update, and that's even down to $3.21. So it just goes to show how dangerous some of these players can be, especially when they're top prospects. Let's actually go to his Bowman Chrome autograph and put the PSA 10 in and see what this looks like. So his PSA 10 Bowman Chrome autograph sold for, looks like, at the highest sale, $711, and the last sale was $37. That's brutal for prospecting on someone like Andrew Vaughn. And the last player we're looking at is Luis Robert Jr. It's tough to say he's having a bad year because he leads Major League Baseball in stolen bases. And on top of that, he just has some good defensive metrics going on. He's just been poor offensively overall. He has a 70 OPS plus, 181 batting average, still has 5 home runs, which isn't terrible. His cards are down a little bit, 14% for like his whole profile. If we go look at his other cards real fast, it's always a fun exercise. The last 365 days, he is down. Down, what is this, 23% for his PSA 10 Bowman Chrome autograph, down 10% for his Topps Chrome rookie autograph, down 16% for his PSA 10 Topps Chrome autograph, and his PSA 10 Gold. There's not been enough sales data. But if we go look at all data, here is Luis Robert. I remember when Topps Chrome came out as raw. Let's go to raw for Topps Chrome here, this dark blue line, right? When this product first came out, I think I was this sale at $60. I was this sale at $60. I got one blaster box, pulled to Luis Robert, sold it for $60, and that's down a lot since then. It's 99 cents now. It just kind of goes to show how dangerous that can be. But if we look at his PSA 10 Bowman Chrome autograph, this magenta, the red line, his PSA 10 Bowman Chrome autograph topped out at $3,000, $2,300, $2,385. Even as late as 2022, it was $2,250, down to $114. So it's kind of too late for Luis Robert. If we go look at his age right now, he is 27 now. It's just the way that some of this works. So overall, be careful when you're buying players because their cards can drop pretty drastically and pretty quickly. If you're prospecting on young guys, it may be safer to go to someone like an Altuve or even Christian Yelich, who's held pretty well overall. Let me know in the comments down below if you like this exercise, if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.